Yesterday I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was extremely nauseous, and I immediately thought that I was pregnant because that's a symptom of the pregnancy disease. But then I remembered one thing: I hate everybody. So then I started to contemplate maybe I sat on a chair and some rogue chromosome just jumped up into my vagine. This was all when I was half awake, mind you. So anyways, my toilet exploded. So this story begins when my house was being built. The construction workers had just finished building the upstairs bathroom. They had gone the full 10 miles. Sink, toilet, shower, everything you need to keep your butthole clean. But then these Mike Holmes looking ass men went, you know what? We should do something completely pointless. So they added a powder room on our first floor. Forgive me for being rather brash here, but what in the hell is the point of a powder room? Like, why not just add the shower, What if I step in quail poop on the first floor? You're telling me that I'm gonna have to waddle my way up to the second floor, leaving a poop streak as I go along, just like footprints of quail feces? Yeah, okay, makes sense. And that's not even the worst thing about this bathroom. The toilet in this bathroom is an utter disappointment. It's abysmal. If your poop is harder than a marshmallow, see ya, sorry, I can't help you, I'm clogged. And then it turns into that weird game where you have to boil water and then pour it down the toilet so that it melts. This video is absolutely disgusting. So moral of the story is, the bathroom's useless and the toilet's completely inept. So the powder room might as well be the armpit of our house, and we've been dealing with this incompetency for nearly 12 years now, and we didn't really think things could get much worse than that. Until it did. It was the morning of July the 9th. I had awoken. I was heading downstairs to clean the quail cage. I clean the quails. And then I walk over to the bathroom to wash my hands, or else I'll get an allergic reaction. Typical Joanna stuff. I open the door, and holy crap, the toilets exploded and there's shit on the ceiling. Now, I'm awfully sorry that I didn't film any of this, because I'm pretty sure that most of you can understand that when your toilet explodes, the last thing you're thinking is, maybe I should film this in 4K. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to do some of the work here and use your imagination. It was disgusting. I don't know what else to tell you. It was gross. It was nasty. It made me want to gag, And at this discovery, pure pandemonium just broke out. Mom! Oh my God, there's poop on the ceiling. Mom! We're all gonna get E. coli. I'm literally standing in poop water. Mom! How the hell are we gonna disinfect this mess? Do we have toilet insurance? Mom! Now, approximately 15 rolls of toilet paper later, and the mess was cleaned up, and we could finally get a good look at what we were dealing with. So essentially, what had happened was there was a disturbance in the pipes. We're gonna say that it was just the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles having a pizza party, and then all of the gunk was just like, sorry bud, can't pass through there, and then it was just building up, and more pressure, and boom! Clap the sound of your heart, the beat goes on. Okay, so what are we supposed to do now? Remove the toilet. So I'd say that my dad spent about a day up Shizzle Creek without a paddle, literally. He removed the toilet, and in its wake was a gaping hole. I'd say it was the butthole of the toilet, if you will. This video is so nasty. So, he took the toilet and dumped it in the patio. It sits there till this day. Just a toilet in the wind. So then for 2 weeks, every time we passed by the powder room, we would just stare at the gaping hole that was left behind. And we would just wonder, where does it go? What is it? Does anybody live down there? Does it still function as a toilet? Can I take a dump in the hole? At some point, my mom went, okay, guys, somebody's gonna have to man up here and take responsibility. So she went on a little Google search of her own, you know, searching for replacement toilets. Hi. But this really didn't faze my dad, who one day was just staring down the toilet abyss and then realized something that I'm gonna try my best to try to explain to you all. So we have hardwood floors in the powder room, and my dad noticed that the wood around where the toilet was starting to kind of buckle up, which can only mean one thing. The wood was getting wet. The wood was regularly getting wet. The wood is wet with piss and poop. What the hell is this video? Not only do we have to replace the toilet, but we also have to replace the floors, which also means that we have to replace the sink. What happened next kind of confuses me because it happened so fast, so just bear with me. One day, my mom and we returned home from grocery shopping to the following sound. Where is it? I can't find it, darn it. Just bear with me for a second. Yeah, so it was something like that. So we came home to my dad essentially ripping out the floors in the powder room. My dad and his big brain, you know, went, I am gonna save us a fat load of money and I am going to replace the floors myself, even though I have zero experience and I've never done it before. Now, at the end of the day, unfortunately, my dad's master plan of frugality and stinginess didn't really pan out that well. We ended up having to call actual professionals who know what the hell they're doing. They put the floor in, they painted it, they did a much better job than we could have ever done. And I just know it made my dad as salty as a crispy saltine cracker. Hey guys, why don't we go toilet shopping? Isn't a phrase you hear all that often. We saw many toilets of different shapes and sizes. There were tall toilets, there were short toilets, there were bowls, there were vases, there were pots. Anything really works as a toilet if you put your heart and soul into it. Now, it's at this point in the video that I want to make it known that I live in a family of giraffes. You know, like, we're super tall. Like, every time we pass by someone, we tower over them. I will never forget the moment I was running in a park and somebody thought they had seen Bigfoot. That's how tall I am. So for this reason, you know, we decided to go with a little something called the Comfort Height toilet, which is just a taller toilet, and it's made for people like me who are tall with tall legs and even taller shit. Guess what? They're sold out of the Comfort Height toilets. I mean, if you really think about it, that really doesn't make sense, you know? During a pandemic, why would the toilet be sold out? Like, pardon? But then I remembered something. When this whole COVID pandemic began, everybody just started buying like tons and tons of toilet paper, right? Apparently everybody got it into their heads that if afflicted with the virus, they would be relegated to weeks and weeks on the toilet. So I guess I just didn't put two and two together that if you have all of this toilet paper, you're also going to need a bunch of toilets to kind of fuel your habit. You know what I'm saying? I hope that the mob realizes that everything I've just said is one huge joke, like 90% of the crap that comes out of my mouth on a daily basis. So yeah, that brings us to the present day, where our powder room has no toilet and it also has no sink. I mean, they're both in the backyard, but that's gonna do you a fat lot of good when you have to poop. I mean, if it was up to me, I would probably get one of those atomic vacuums that they call airplane toilets. That thing is a literal black hole. Every time you flush, I mean, light can't even escape the force of the flush. I mean, I guess the upside is that you will never clog another toilet again. Like, you could be pooping out cement and the toilet would just be like, just another dose of diarrhea. Seriously though, it's like every time you flush it, part of your soul gets ripped out of you. Actually, that's a pretty accurate description of the airplane toilet. It's like the Dementors in Harry Potter. This has been an open letter to all things toilet and sink. What video have I just made? No, really. Like, all this information now exists in the ether forever. Am I still gonna be able to get a job after this?